What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of the PW podcast. And yes, it has been a minute, hasn't it? That's partly what I'm going to talk about here. I have been crazy, super busy this year so far, and it just continues to go that way. I guess you could say it's good, and sometimes it's bad. It really depends, right? I have received great feedback on the mini-series that I did regarding making an app. I'll put a link in the show notes for that. And so thank you to all of you that reached out and shared your opinions on that. Greatly appreciated. Happy to say they were all positive as well, which was nice. So thank you for that. Moving on from that, I have been very busy with personal projects, but they take time. Now, the reason they take time is just like these podcasts that I do, I'm a one-person operation, right? I have a full-time day job and then just me to do everything else, with one exception, which is the Compulsive podcast. I have a co-host on there, but other than that, I do everything myself, and it's a case of fitting everything in where you can. So I've been doing some live streams as well. I try to keep those pretty darn regular if I can. Doing some gameplay on there and some game development, app development, all of those kind of things. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to pick and choose which ones you want to work on. And that's been sort of part of the problem lately, is a lot of things I want to do, a lot of things that I want to keep alive, and projects that I want to keep going, but at the same time trying to figure out, okay, which one should I work on today? And it doesn't matter how much I try and schedule these things and say, day X, I'm going to do this project. For any of you creative folks out there, you know how it goes. You cannot be creative to a schedule every time, and that's where it's at. So I'm putting this episode in here because I want to talk a little bit about that, along with some other things based around this idea of decision fatigue, right? And especially as we get into this part of the year, if you are a software developer, for example, you know that a lot of the big conferences start taking place. There's the Google one, there's the Apple one, Microsoft one, and a lot of independent ones as well. The co-host on Compile Swift podcast was lucky enough to go to Deep Dish Swift this year. I'll put a link in the show notes if you're interested in that podcast episode. He sat down with some friends and fellow developers and had a conversation there. I didn't get to go because I was just super crazy busy with the day job. And that is also a place where decision fatigue can kick in, because we know that we have a million different ways of doing just about everything. And at some point, you have to decide, okay, this is how I'm going to do this thing, whatever it may be, and you go with it and you go forward. And for those of you who have been there, you will know what this is like. When it comes to software, for example, or hardware, anything for that matter, but I'm going to choose software as an example here, because you have so many options, you can just find yourself with decision fatigue, right? Whether it's tools or platforms, or what am I going to make? How am I going to make it? What should I use? It can just grind you to a halt very quickly, and you will drive yourself nuts trying to figure out, okay, what should I do? Because whichever one you pick, you will always question, oh, this is the wrong one. I should have gone with the other one. It's going to happen. It just happens every time. It's buyer's remorse for software developers. And that's the thing where, at this point, what I say to myself now is just forget all that. Go make the thing. Doesn't matter what I'm going to use. Obviously, I have preferred tool sets, so I just pick one of those and I go with it. And I make the thing. Because otherwise, I will spend forever trying to figure out the best way to make something and never actually make it. And I know so many of you have been there with that. Now, this doesn't always work out, of course, but it's a stepping stone. It is the first step on the path of I'm actually doing the thing I want to do. Unless you're doing something like DevOps, where, you're maintaining all these tools and upgrading all these tools and doing all of that kind of thing for you and everybody else. Your primary role is making things. And therefore, at some point, you've got to sit down and make it, right? And you can have decision fatigue with over-planning. Under-planning is very easy, but over-planning is a lot easier to get wrong, I think, because you can bury yourself in the details and you just never get past it, right? So for example, you might have a design document or some idea for whatever it may be, a book, an article, a blog post, a podcast, a photo shoot, whatever it is, a game, and pick your creative endeavor of choice. You're going to have this problem where, you know what, I've overthought this, and I've overthought it so much that the idea of doing this project, I absolutely hate it now. And you either walk away or you just, it goes on the back burner and you procrastinate with it. So decision fatigue is a real thing. And at some point you learn that, hey, you know what, let it go. Don't let that and peer pressure influence you. Pick something you know or want to know and go with it and make the thing, right? Get past those decisions. Don't even worry yourself about, is it right? Is it wrong? Will this work? Will that not work out? What are the pitfalls? Sometimes you just got to create these things and go with it, right? So just putting that out there as a short update on this episode. I'm going to speak more about this because it is a big topic, and I'll give you a few examples that I've been through in an upcoming episode, mostly around software and software development and platforms and that kind of thing. But if you are having this problem, just get past it. Just say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to do it and go make the thing. That's it, folks. I will speak to you in the next episode. If you like what you're hearing here, leave a rating, leave a review, reach out to me, peterwitham.com/contact. If you want to come and talk about that, love to, because I know so many people suffer from it. For that matter, if you have other topics you want to come on and talk about, great. Let's get a conversation going. Reach out and contact me. Other than that, folks, have a great one. Speak to you in the next episode.